From sun signs to retrogrades, we take you into the world of astrology and shed light on what the stars have in store for you. This is Stargazing.
Today is all about self-love. Now, I know what you're thinking, screw that, I want relationship advice. But the thing is, you gotta love yourself first and foremost to have successful relationships with others. We're jumping into the world of Venus and breaking down the different ways the planet of love can teach you about yourself.
Self-love is essential to being right with yourself. It requires that you refer back to yourself and you really consider, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What do I need now? We're often in such a rush to get it right and to make things happen that we forget to check back in with ourselves. So take the time to really reflect on what you're feeling and what you need.
You don't have to be a Taurus to love to chill. Here are some quick tips to get you centered.
Reading your horoscopes is awesome, but the only way to really get deep about who you are and what's going on in your life right now is by getting a one-on-one reading and unpacking the birth chart. Have you ever had a reading before?
No, I have not. I have not. I'm so excited you can't even imagine.
Oh,
I wanted to talk to Jessica today because I've never really had an astrology reading. I didn't really even know that was a thing.
This is your birth chart that we're looking at here. May 16th, you entered into a once-in-a-lifetime transit, and it'll be over in April of 2019. And it's called Uranus square to the midheaven. And what it does is it challenges you to change the course of your life.
Really?
Yes. And that's not a small thing.
No.
And the energy that's started to build up in your life is the sense of restlessness. Like all the compromises you've been making, that you've just kind of been sucking up and like, oh, well, that's life, have started to feel intolerable. It's happening at the same time as a Saturn square to Saturn. And so something that you started either 7 years ago or 14 years ago needs to change as well. This change that you're being called to make is probably not what you want to do. It's what you feel like you should do. And does this make sense to you about something in particular?
Health could make sense, definitely.
Are you having any health issues at this time?
Actually, I'm going to the doctor this afternoon, so that's really weird.
For something specific?
Yeah, for something specific.
And is it a pre-existing issue?
I think it might be. So I don't know if, I really don't even know yet. So I'll find out more when I go to the doctor.
Okay.
But
This is kind of a real maintenance check moment. So if you haven't gone to the dentist lately, you should go to the dentist as well. When we go through Saturn transits like you're going through, we generally have health issues that have kind of been building up over time. So they're not like big, terrifying, like, oh my God, where did this come from? They're more like, oh, this has been building and I have to deal with it now. Your chart really speaks to having very specific dietary needs. And so are you like careful and intentional with what you eat, or are you just kind of like whatever's there?
I go through stages. So it's funny because when I eat well, I feel well. When I eat bad, I feel bad.
There's two layers to it. One is purely physiological, and I don't need to explain that, right? You eat foods that make your body feel good and you feel good. But there's another component, which is your chart articulates in many ways that one of the things you've come here in this lifetime to do on a soul level is to be self-referential. It's to refer back to your own felt experience and prioritize it, and to make healthy and self-appropriate choices. So when you take pains to eat in self-appropriate ways, what you're doing is you're saying to yourself through your behavior, I'm important, and I'm gonna treat myself like I'm important, not in an egotistical way, but in a basic and healthy way. And that kind of opens up all these other things within your personality and in your life. Do you eat meat?
Yeah.
Okay, it's very important for you. It looks like your body runs deficient. You need to drink more water than you're drinking, no matter how much water you're drinking.
True. I don't even like water, but I try to drink as much as I can.
Okay.
That's so strange.
So there's two reasons why you don't like water. You have something, this Neptune-Moon opposition, people tend to be very dehydrated and they tend to not drink water. And the reason why is because you don't want to pee. It's because you don't want to have to maintain your body.
And that's my thing.
It is your thing.
That's very, very interesting.
Yeah. There is a part of you that is deeply committed to self-sabotage. It's a weird family trauma, actually, for you. It's staying small and not outgrowing your parents and not outgrowing your family. And so what you did was you kind of like kept yourself contained when you were little. And as a girl, you got a lot of validation for it. And you have been in a stage for a couple of years, but especially this year, where you're seeing it is not serving you anymore. It hasn't served you, but now you're over it. This is a period where if you decide to work on this stuff we're talking about, you will be very successful and you will change your life. It's time to deal. That's my advice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean,
It's my pleasure.
It's very wonderful meeting you. It was strange to hear her speak about me and then really know what she was talking about, because it all made sense to me. So it was like almost like I was talking to myself, but not really, which sounds kind of crazy, but that's what it felt like.
Have a question about how the stars can help you with self-love? Post it in the comments with your sign, and an astrology expert may answer it on Stargazing.
It's the 1960s, a period known for sweeping civil rights progress and the summer of love. But what's to explain this sudden shift in consciousness? Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, and Uranus, the planet of rebellion and change, were in conjunction with Virgo, the sign of communication and service to others. They are said to have birthed this generation of compassionate rebels who intended to change the world. Sounds pretty groovy, right?
My name is Cristina Lonsdale, and I started Radiant Human about 5 years ago. And what I've been doing is photographing the human energy field using an aura camera. An aura is the very low level of electricity that we all radiate. It is very similar to a radio wave or a microwave. When you're dealing with the relationship of color and self, you can deal with a lot of variables and, of course, subjectivity. One of the most remarkable things about this camera is that it's able to identify the meridian points in the hand. So what it's able to do is translate the body's electricity based on certain energetic points that are connected to different parts of our body, meaning mental energy, internal energy, external energy. So when I see if somebody has a certain color in a certain place, that will illustrate a really incredible story of where they're at in different places of their lives. I think that the benefit of being able to see yourself in a new way is the best investment you can possibly give yourself, because if you know a little bit more about yourself, you can make yourself happier because you are actually working from a place of knowledge rather than impulse.
Hopefully after today, you found some awesome ways to take care of yourself, whether it's to help your chances at a successful relationship, or maybe you just needed a reminder that you're worth it. Either way, I hope today helped. Now go get that massage. You deserve it.